One of the most common questions we're asked is, how is my loved one who has passed into the next life? Your loved one is fine, in fact, joyous. They're enjoying their life in conditions more wonderful and beautiful than they could have imagined. In this video, I explain what we know about the life your loved one is living in the afterlife. Hello, I'm Dr. R. Craig Hogan, President of the Afterlife Research and Education Institute and Seek Reality Online. Everyone who speaks from the next life describes their happiness at being without worries, healthy, feeling light as a feather, with a young body that has no aches and pains. Your loved one is delighted. They do miss being with you in the old familiar body and doing the things you did together. However, they know you're fine, and they can look in on you at any time. They know you'll soon enough have a reunion with them. All who transition to the next realm describe having a body, just as they had when they were on earth. They have no aches and pains, however, and they feel healthy and light. They look as they did in their 20s or 30s if they transitioned at an older age. If they transitioned as children, they grow up on the other side of life to have bodies that correspond to bodies in their 20s or 30s on earth. There are no diseases, deformities, or mental difficulties. They have a body that is whole, healthy, vibrant, and young. There are no old people, and there are no old people ailments. If your loved one had mental conditions that kept their development at a childlike level during their life on earth, they entered the life after this life at the mental age they were on earth as a child. They're now growing from there to normal adulthood because the physical restrictions are gone. If your loved one had a mental disorder, such as bipolar disorder, depression, or schizophrenia, the physical conditions that created the disorder are gone, so they no longer display the unfortunate symptoms. If your loved one took their own life, they're met with love and compassion. They were not judged or condemned for the action. They almost always regret their decision, unless it was because of a deteriorating body condition. They can see the anguish of loved ones left behind and then are sorry for causing the pain. No one speaking through mediums from the next life describes a hell or a place of torment. The concept of hell is a myth invented by religions. There is no judgment. There are no repercussions for actions on earth. Your loved one is busy, learning, and working. They have occupations and preoccupations, often what they wish they could have done on Earth realm, but couldn't. They haven't forgotten you. But just as most of us leave our family members to go to work each day, those who are in the life after this life are busy. They aren't preoccupied with staying around you unless you're grieving deeply. They return to be with you when you think of them. They don't observe birthdays and anniversaries because there is no time as we know it in the life after this life. Even so, when they know your family is getting together, they will often stand unseen with you. They attend celebrations such as weddings, birthday gatherings, and their own funerals. Your thoughts come to them in the life after this life, and they respond by coming to be with you on special occasions, either by coming into the Earth School environment or being with you mind to mind from wherever they are. If your loved one was an infant or a child, that little one is happy and being cared for and playing in a special area with other children and teachers. You will be reunited when you transition to the next realm of your life. Your child's physical and intellectual advancement is much faster and richer than it was in Earth School. When your child reaches a suitable age, they will choose their vocation and focus their studies on becoming proficient in its practices. The pets you love are alive and well in the life after this life. Your pets are being kept by family members until you transition to the next life, at which time your pets will return to you without question. No one reincarnates and becomes unavailable. Reincarnation is misunderstood. We stay the individual we are through the remainder of our eternal lives. Your loved one is available to communicate with you now, and they will have a reunion with you when you arrive there. They will not reincarnate and be unavailable. Your loved one has the same personality, loves, fears, intolerances, sentiments, humor, and all the rest of what makes them an individual, just as they had on Earth. They actually remember more details of their time on Earth School. They still have a range of emotions: joy, excitement, frustration, sadness, and all the other emotions. They might come to you crying over something, or frustrated, or even angry over a situation, but the negative emotions will be from situations, not individuals. Their approach to you is full of love and concern. They've grown out of much of the pettiness that they may have felt while in a body. The transition from the earth realm is a life-changing event. It results in changed sentiments over time. Your loved ones are living with people they love, whom they've chosen to live with. They are not required to live with someone they don't want to live with. They never even have to see them. If your loved one had another spouse, they will choose to live with either, both, or neither of you. It is a free will choice, just as choice of whom to live with on earth is made freely here. They always encourage their loved ones still on earth to go on and to have a full, happy life, including having new relationships. Your loved one likely lives in a realm called Summerland. The environment is pleasant, with surroundings reminiscent of the environment on Earth, but only more beautiful than the residents are able to describe. They're living in a house with a yard, flowers, trees, and all the older familiar surroundings we have on Earth. Their house is elegant and clean, with a garden if they want one. If they enjoyed gardening on Earth or wish they had been able to garden, they will be tending the gardens. Beautiful flowers grow continually and profusely. No one picks the flowers, however. They are left to grow naturally. Your loved one may attend plays, concerts, sporting events, or other entertainment, sitting in rows of seats with others just as on Earth. They also have family gatherings where they meet with great joy and affection. If they love sports or other recreation activities, they will gather with others to enjoy playing sports or being part of the social activities. Your loved one's desires and expectations are the same immediately after the transition as before. They may eat, sleep, drink, smoke, and all the other things they did when in the earth realm. If they expect food, sleep, drinks, and smoking, they will be available. However, drinking a beverage with all the properties of wine or stronger drinks does not intoxicate, and smoking does not affect the body or the environment. If your loved one enjoyed recreational devices such as boats and motorcycles, they are available. They are not powered by machinery. The boats sail effortlessly, and the motorcycles travel with ease because of the intention of the person controlling the effort to have the boat or motorcycle propel itself forward. If they're new to the next stage of life, they may prefer to wear the clothes they wore in Earth School, so those clothes are available without their requesting them. They eventually will likely wear a robe or rather than street clothes. For a job, your loved one is occupied with what is of greatest interest to them. All occupations known to people on Earth are in the life after this life, except police, soldiers, prison guards, morticians, physicians, and other such occupations that fit only the Earth environment. They might continue their profession from the Earth, becoming even more talented and capable. They're not paid. They perform the services out of love and joy. Your loved one's work is their recreation. If your loved one had an alternative sexual orientation, their preference is freely accepted by others. They may carry on with attitudes and interests they had on Earth. No one is assigned to a gender or sexual orientation. They have the orientations they want to have that they brought with them from Earth. They may change them at any time. Their bodies reflect their views of themselves. Your loved ones are in a wonderful situation. They enjoy being there. They miss you and would like to communicate with you. All you have to do is receive their messages and communicate to them at any time.